Dragon Ball fans, we just got the most insane news and reveals for Dragon Ball Sparking Zero we've probably had other than the Summer Game Fest trailer. And when I say we just got this news, I literally mean 10 minutes ago I sat down to record a video about a possible demo and a mystery character, and as I'm about to record, before I press the record button, I see that they've just revealed new story mode and gameplay mode reveals as well as a full demo gameplay. So of course I had to stop what I was doing, watch for that whole thing, and now for you guys I'm going to do a breakdown so that you don't have to. And I'm going to be going into detail of each of the stuff that has been revealed in this video. I'm your boy Kaiser, like, subscribe and enjoy the video. Now first things first, the thing that was revealed last in the reveal video but I want to cover first because I know that the fan base has been going crazy theorizing if we're going to get this or not. That is local multiplayer and specifically split screen mode. And by the way, before I continue this video, just know that that is only 1/3 of the huge news that we got just now, so stay tuned for the rest of it. So as I was saying about the local multiplayer and split screen mode, so it turned out our concerns a couple months ago were correct. They weren't gonna add split screen mode to this game, and the reasons are not what we thought. So basically, as we saw, the graphics for Sparking Zero have been insane. They take full use of the PS5 and Xbox Series X hardware and the Unreal Engine 5. In the sense that not only is there insane graphics, but also the particle effects, the transformations, the way the weather changes when you transform and charge your ki, the wind effects, all of that. It utilizes the hardware and pushes the hardware to its limits. So you know they're going all out with this game, as they said. And I will be putting screenshots of what the guy doing the presentation said. In fact, I'll even read a bit out to you. So he said, now in addition to these game modes, and the game modes I'll talk about right after this, we'd like to talk about local multiplayer battling, something that we've been asked about a lot. And guys, they've been asked about it a lot, like they even had to address it a couple months ago, but I love that because it shows that they're actually listening to us fans. So yeah, then he said, we developed this game with online multiplayer and an offline single player mode in mind. He then went on to talk about what I just said about how they utilize the hardware and the graphics are insane, and it, you know, because it pushes the hardware to its limit, it's kind of hard for them to have that while doing split screen. You know, it's probably like overdoing it. He then went on to say, after careful consideration, we have decided to implement the split screen multiplayer mode exclusively within the hyperbolic time chamber. You might be thinking, why on earth is it only for that one map? Like, that's really random. A game mode for only one map? Well, as I said, how they utilize the hardware and the graphics are insane, and also the environmental changes, which a lot of people, it went under the radar for them. If you transform in the game, it will destroy mountains, it will send rocks flying. You see when Great Ape Vegeta went into his 8 mode and the mountains and the rocks were flying everywhere. That's a lot to do if there's 2 people on screen, you know what I mean? 2 players controlling it. And of course, that doesn't apply so much or even at all in the hyperbolic time chamber. It's just that little temple thing and then blankness. And I believe they realized people want it so bad, like the local multiplayer and split screen specifically, that just having that one map where we can have it is enough for us, or at least it makes it a huge difference. So they thought, while it might be weird, it's something that the fans need, so they gave it to us. And honestly guys, considering the fact that it was, as he stated in the video, is difficult for them and how we wanted it so badly, I'm happy, and I feel like we should be happy for it too, because it sounds like we really weren't meant to get it, but they went above and beyond. He also went on to say, as it was made with single player in mind, as of right now, the character selection when you're playing with 2 people, like as in 2 people in one household, one console, split screen and local multiplayer, the character selection screen was designed with 1 person in mind, 1 player in mind. So we might have issues where you have to pick a character one at a time. So let's say you're playing with your brother or your sister, first you or they have to pick the character and then you pick it, which honestly, the fact that he was like almost apologetic for that, being honest about it, I gotta respect it, because you guys can let me know what you think, but I feel like that's not a big issue at all. Like, well, who cares? I feel like that's the norm. If anything, I would have never even like mentioned that if they just didn't say anything. But yeah, he did call it a slight inconvenience. Honestly, that's not an issue at all. Like, just wait your turn, you'll pick your character, then your friend will pick your character. I just hope that the actual split screen mode itself and local multiplayer, I guess they go hand in hand. I don't think there's a non-split screen local multiplayer, he said. I just hope that it works well and is optimized enough. At the very least, I want it to be as good as the Xenoverse local multiplayer, but of course I don't think that had split screen mode. It was just, you know, you were in the arena, you were in the map, and then you fly to each other and fight. So it should at least be as good as that, but with split screen. So he said, yeah, the character selection might be a slight inconvenience, however we hope this mode will allow players to enjoy local multiplayer matches with friends and family. Now, as I said, that's only 1/3 of the huge news that we got. And of course the fact that they showed gameplay on screen, which I'll put on screen for you guys, you're probably watching it already. So other than that, the other two huge things that we had an idea of, but now we have more information. And that is 2 game modes. And those are episode battle and custom battle. So first, I'm going to be going over episode battle, because when we first play this game, likely that is what we're going to go over first. That's what we're going to play first. And I'll read out some of what he said before I do a little breakdown. So I'll just summarize for you what was said. So the basics of it is, as I stated in my last video, there is 8 story perspectives where we play as 8 different characters. And no surprise, he didn't reveal all 8 characters, but I believe he only revealed Goku and Vegeta. No surprise, they're the 2, you know, most important characters. And we can assume some of the other characters, like, let's be honest, Gohan's gonna be one of them. The others are up for debate. I think Krillin will definitely be one, especially because he has a lot of high stakes decisions in the story mode, or in the story of Dragon Ball. But yeah, let's just go over what he said. He mainly talked about Goku. He said, out of the 8 characters whose perspectives we play from in the story mode, different characters are in different scenes, and each one has different battles and parts of the story, and not all of them have the same amount. Of course, as we expected, Goku has the most, he said himself. He plays all the way from the Raditz fight to the end of the tournament saga, I guess when he fights Jiren with Frieza and Android 17. And that makes me really happy. Although we kind of knew that already, it just shows how wide the story is going to cover, you know, from the Raditz fight all the way to Jiren. That's huge. And Goku has so many fights in the story, and the fact that he's just one character whose perspective we play from, there's going to be a lot of content story wise. And that's just talking about the episode mode. But let me go more into it. So first, they kind of showed this level progression system, and let me know what you guys think. I'm not gonna lie, it reminded me a lot of Super Mario. Am I bugging? Like Super Mario Galaxy, didn't it look kind of like this, where you go from world to world? I guess in this case it's either saga to saga or level to level. Most likely saga to saga, because level to level, that kind of, I don't know, that might be a lot of like worlds and whatever it is. Or maybe it's character's perspective to character perspective, but I doubt that. I think it's saga to saga and each character. Now, as we kind of knew from the Summer Game Fest trailer, you can make decisions within that episode story mode which result in the story taking a route which is different and original from the original anime. Like for example, Goku going alone to fight Raditz instead of with Piccolo, and Krillin joining in. And a huge one that we're all shocked about is Krillin dying against Vegeta in the Saiyan Saga, and Goku going Super Saiyan, which is, I just can't wait for. That's the one that I'm most hyped for right now, out of what's been revealed so far. I mean, obviously we can think of other huge scenarios that could happen. And what's cool about this is, while this story can take an original route with what if scenarios, that's just one aspect of the what if scenarios in this game. Of course we have the custom battles. Oh, and by the way, the episode battles where you can make what if decisions, they have cutscenes and dialogue and all that. So of course those what if scenarios might be more cinematic compared to the custom battles. And let me just go into the custom game mode, since we are on the topic of what ifs. So speaking about the custom battle game mode, he said, in this mode, players fight in battles that each have their own original scenes. Within the custom battle, there is bonus battles, a mode where we've prepared several original battle situations developed for you to enjoy. And basically I'll break it down for you. So they've given us a bunch of like what if scenario, like fights. Like for example, I believe they showed Mr. Satan or Hercule, whatever you call him. I watch Dragon Ball Z Kai, so I call him Mr. Satan all the time. Him in a tournament, and he's fighting the Z fighters. Like I think he showed Roshi and Krillin and those guys. And you have to play as Hercule. And of course there are different battle or victory requirements. For example, I believe if you're playing as Hercule, you don't have to win, you just have to survive long enough. And there's different scenarios. For example, if you survive long enough, someone else joins the battle midway. I predicted this in my last video. Someone else joins the battle midway and maybe you play as them. For example, maybe you're playing as Hercule, halfway through Vegeta comes and says, I want to fight you guys instead. That could be cool. And it seems that on top of the preset custom battles that they give us, of course the huge reveal that we saw in the Summer Game Fest trailer is that we can edit and make our own custom battles and what if scenarios. And they did show on screen a little bit of how it looks. So you can set the player, you can set the opponents, you can set the, it looks like you can set the dialogue. I don't know if you can edit that. I think you can. And of course you can edit like the victory requirements and what happens partway through, like someone entering the battle halfway or transformation and whatnot, the dialogue, and also like sort of like mini cutscenes. I did predict this in my last video also, like this happened in other games. Like I used to play WWE back in the day. Like you can make it so at the beginning you guys charge up, there's a scene, maybe someone dies in this scenario or someone gets really angry, and then you have the dialogue boxes and then you make up a little story just for that one scene. Also what was really cool is you can have like an intro scene, like for example they did the Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball Super intro style where you can add the quote-unquote episode title with the background, like I forgot what they're called, like the eye-catcher title screen. I was a little unsure of what he meant by bonus battles within custom battle mode. I'm guessing maybe that's just their preset custom battles that they set for us. Also what he stated, which I have to mention, was we can edit those preset custom battles, and it sounded, he said something like we can edit the original content or something like that. I'll put it on the screen now. I was unsure of what he meant. Maybe, although maybe this is too good to be true, but we can only hope. Maybe we can edit the actual cinematic, or not the cutscenes itself, but the story of the main episode mode. We'll see. We won't be able to change the cutscenes, but maybe like we can use that as a base. I believe he did mention that we can use it as a base and then edit it. That would be crazy, and it looks like we'll get something like that. I'm not sure if he meant the actual episode mode or the preset stuff. I don't know. One thing for sure, we'll have so much freedom of creativity and we'll be able to share it online. That means unlimited content, stuff that modders do anyways already with Xenoverse. Like I've watched so many videos, like I don't know if you watch YouTubers like the free idiots like dotodoya, rhymestyle and seereax. They make like the raid battles and whatnot. Now we can do that without mods, just people editing it themselves and sharing it for all of us to enjoy. Unlimited content, unlimited gameplay, unlimited fun. Honestly guys, like it must be a sign that I sat down to record this right when this news was revealed. Like I was going to record something else. Forget that, this is huge. And it just shows that they're going above and beyond for this game. Even stuff that they've outright said is hard for them to do and that they didn't want to do, like multiplayer, local multiplayer and split screen mode. They've listened to the fans. That's the most important thing. One thing that we all hate about anime games is that it feels like they don't listen to the fans. Dragon Ball games and anime games both. But for this one, they're listening to the fans and they're changing the game as they go along. Like we've literally seen night and day differences from early trailers to current trailers. Even battles that they revealed before, like they showed a bit of Vegeta versus Golden Frieza and Vegeta vs Goku, where you can see the details have increased in the background, where the environment like the cliffs and whatnot has more details, more better lighting, and also like the actual character models have better lighting and colors. It's insane how far they're going with this game and how much effort they're putting into it. It's not just compared to other anime games and other Dragon Ball games, but just as a game in general. They're going all out. There's a reason this isn't on PS4 and Xbox One compared to other games. I mean, Black Ops 6 is going to be on PS4, which is, yeah, good luck with that. That's insane. That's just taking a mick. But yeah, you let me know what you guys think of this. Are you happy with what we've got regarding local multiplayer and split screen mode, or do you think they should have it for other maps as well? And what kind of what if scenarios would you think we'll see both in the main story, and what kind of custom battles do you want to see? Let me know down below. Like and subscribe. I'm really trying to go for 1,000 subs this year, guys. I know it's going to be hard, especially if I'm trying to get it before Sparking Zero, which is what I really want, October 11th. But I'm going to go for it. So maybe you can be an OG on my YouTube journey and subscribe. Maybe I'll become a big channel one day and you'll be an OG, so that would be cool. I only get like 8 subs per video, so imagine if all of you, let's say this video has 1,000 views, if all of you were to sub right now, imagine that, 1,000 subs right there. It won't happen, but you can make a difference. I know most of you are not subscribed. It would mean a lot to me, so I appreciate that if you do. And yeah, check out my videos on screen now. I've been your boy Kaizen, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.